Hey there folks, and welcome back to another episode of the 600pp tryouts on Grand Theft 7. In this episode we are doing the Clio V6 24V. It's 24V, you're at volts, or that's just, V. It's something, I know for sure. I didn't look too hard at that. In fact, I tried to not do it too hard on the fact check stuff. I should do, but I do debate sometimes. Like sometimes you should kind of know offhand. But anyways, here's the parts for this one. I bought. Cause yeah, I bought the engine parts and everything. Cause yeah, for a hatchback, this needed everything. So yeah, I'm just gonna say in advance, it was a tight setup for this one. So yeah, it's sitting only at 437 horsepower and 2,608 pounds. Which is not bad, not crazy though. These are another tune-ups, like the Genesis pulling like 600 horsepower, but it does weigh a whole lot more. But yeah, as a result, for its power ratio, it might be a bit weaker, if I recall, on the stats and stuff. But yeah. But every other part I can think of that apply to this car. And gets the titanium connecting rod pistons and the high lift camshaft S as well. For the bonus ones. Which I am happy ever since that update to fix that. But yeah, here's the additional parts you can add to it. Because yeah, as the saying goes, I always apply a Y-buy, so don't worry about that. If a Y-buy was ever given. Now the rims are different. It's not the normal ones. It's the new Polkai. Or Polkai. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Haven't heard anyone said it right yet. Here's the front lip of the car you could do. But now here's something I might void my time, might not on this one, but I noticed I didn't add the side skirt. I was like, oh crap, I didn't add the side skirt. It did change the performance though, so I'm debating if I need that or not. If I do, I will throw an update on the times for that. Otherwise, I also believe that this car, when I get around to that special project in the future here, I don't think this is going to be in the top 10s. I wouldn't think that. Yeah, there's all the other additional parts you can do, and the headlights. I did debate like either blue or yellow headlights for this one. Probably should have went with yellow, but either way, it comes with the blue at first and stuff like that. So here's the tune-up and stuff like that. Which, yeah, for tune-up, I would say I probably should have adjusted the ride height, but that was the only thing I think of to also change. Otherwise, where it sits, it's pretty good. As a result, I would say for acceleration, it hits like maybe 3 or 4 stars. Speed is a very subjective one, I will say that, because as you see there on the transmission, it says 250 kilometers per hour. That's not crazy, stuff like that. Yeah, here's the vinyl if anyone wants the vinyl for this Clio. It's based off the S-Bates F1 in Reno Sport. Anyway, here's the tryout part. Yeah, I have another fellow Clio there. So yeah, the Clio. Clio's one of those cars I've seen here and there when it came to my history of Gran Turismo, stuff like that. If there's one thing I know about, it's not a bad car, but I don't know what was Sega GT thinking about the intro of this car in comparison to a Skyline, because it has performance nowhere close to that, but I digress. And also on top of it, it is a very unique hatchback because it's one of those hatchbacks where the engine's in the back of the car. It is a mid-range, well, not back, but just like back there. It is a mid-rear engine, car for a hatchback, which is very unique in that case. Now, would you think being an MR would it technically make the car better? Technically for tire wear, I would say, for easy case, but the other case, for performance, I still kind of say it still hits that hatchback performance. As it's doing on 115.5. It's not pretty crazy. Up with that. Yeah, 115.5. Yeah, I gotta get my stinky phone for this because I forgot to add the time for this one. Get all this stuff. Yeah, the Clio V6. Definitely kind of a fun hatchback though, I will say at the end of the day. Stuff like that. So it's kind of special because it's a 2000 hatchback that can hit 400 horsepower if you tune it. And at default, it's like 276. I think it was in that gentleman's agreement kind of horsepower in a way. You know, that applied more to Japan than Europe. That was a weird part. It is interesting. So I'm trying to remember something. This is the one thing I'm going to have to check here. Always wondered. Okay, that's what it was about. So I was trying to understand, because I think this was also around the time when the whole Renault, Nissan, Mitsubishi alliance was happening. And stuff too. Let's just say Nissan Renault had a spark because of a certain guy. That technically helped business, but the problem is he's also controversial too. I don't know if it was Stern this time, or it definitely sounds like it though. If I recall, I think he helped Renault first, and then he went to go help Nissan next. Or maybe it was opposite. I can't. But here comes the best lap, which happened around the 6th lap. Yeah, as of time, 114.869, which is pretty quick. That's pretty close to the Mustang and others on that list. Which is pretty impressive in that case. No worries. Yeah, because in terms of how close that is, up close to the Mustang GT, but far away from GRE6. That GRE6 is going to be the worst one. One of the worst ones I've done for 600 pp. But I needed to try an example, like a really horrid example. And then it's also close to the Dodge Viper DTS too in the Jaguar F-Type. So let's see if it beats those, shall we? Last straightaway here. See how fast I can muster. All the patience gained for the stability of this turning and stuff like that, it gets 114.267. It beats those. Stepping ever closer to the Super Impreza 22B. Which is pretty dang good. And why is it high acceleration? So that's a momentum-based car, it'll be pretty good for that occasion. Now onto the Dragon Trail, which is more balanced, not too none of them heavy or turning involved. Yeah, that's probably why I said the ride height was right there, because it was the slip in turn. Because if I had to say overall stats again for this measure, Acceleration 4, speed, it hits about, I want to say, close to 190 miles per hour. That's where it's bad. So you already see that in bad swing. And control factor, I would say a 3. It can steer, but if you steer too much, it will try to break itself because of the low ride height given. But yeah, I will say probably from now on, whenever I see that, I probably will adjust the ride height. Which, does that make the other times void? Yes, but technically it's alright anyway, because I will say eventually these cars will all get retried anyway. So technically really don't matter. And when I retry them, I will probably do the full shebang to them. See just how much I can squeeze out of said car. Of delivering. It always makes me wonder. Oh wait, that's a GT86 or that was GR86? Pretty sure it was GR. Yeah, GR86. Also said GT. It's RZ. Okay, here we go at lap 152.174, which is not bad for a start. That puts it kind of close to the Mustang once again, and a bit far from the Jaguar. But the GR86 was kind of close to there because the GR86 had one good thing with speed. Besides me, so the primitive. Yeah, overall for a hatchback, it's a very unique experience to try an MR instead of a regular FF, or because it's probably good it was an MR2 because, you know, like I said, tire burn is a big factor when it comes to FS, especially at this high of horsepower anymore. So anytime you have an FF past 400, you're gonna have that kind of trouble. Because FFs only really just put all in the front end. Not only that, it's also your steering axle too, which this is why FFs are kind of not good unless it's low horsepower. That's why you just don't see FFs in racing very much. Unless a rare occasion, or if that occasion is suitable enough for a FF to be reasonable. It's still crazy to think that Nissan, of all things, did made a GTR LM that is an FF. But it's an FF because it has a hybrid battery that powers the rear, I recall. While the main engine powers the front, but yeah. More than that when that time comes, maybe. I don't know, I kind of debate doing LMPs, but we'll see. Here comes the best lap, which happened around the final lap. So far, 151.496, that I think does beat the... Yeah, beats the Mustang for sure, because yeah, that's the biggest problem about the Mustang. Mustang has that speed, but it's just mostly speed, it's not much acceleration. But it does hit a standard, though. Where the Jaguar is a bit quicker still. So let's see if I'm able to squeeze just a bit more. But yeah, as the saying goes, if anyone who's ever new here, I do have to mention that, yeah, I don't do the time trials, and the reason why I don't do on the time trial mode, for some reason, which I don't know why they did this, let's just have wind speed in our time trial. Where in the online time trial of all things, it doesn't have wind speed. So it doesn't interfere your times and stuff. But for some reason, that one just does. I don't get that at all. I don't even know why it has that, but here's the final bit at 151.468. It still sits there. Sits there at, what number would that be? 6th place. But Jaguar been 5th and missing in 7th. Alright, now on to the Tokyo Expressway, which, like I said, the biggest problem about the Clio has all that acceleration, but no speed to back it up. Unlike the Genesis. The Genesis is. No pun intended. Sega lovers. Genesis, Genesis. But there's another thing I will mention. I do love the engine noise of this. This thing's crazy. Here. And the dashboard's not bad. The typical 2000s. Got the speed gauges and stuff. Yeah, dashboard like that existed till I'd say 2013 for some cars. Then like 2014 onward became the infotainment series, which oh boy, error. Stick shifter. Sometimes you got stick shifter, sometimes you got paddle shifter. Which if I would have to pick a shifter, I'd probably go with paddles. Then again, here's the best part. I doubt we don't even drive anyway, so. I'm talking about my life. I just like doing racing games, so it's weird. And then especially even doing this. And it's so weird about that. Probably because of the whole yellow factor. That fear gets me. Yeah, 211.5 plus 8 right now, which is that's pretty D tier right there. It's not crazy, but it's kind of fine. Yeah, cause that's even worse than GR86. If GR86 even get better about that, which is the one good thing GR86 had was the speed to back it up. This really kind of don't. It's like I'd say it tops around like close to 190. I should have hard checked it, but I'm gonna say it's around there. Nothing too crazy, if that matter. Yeah, I will say the Clio V6, there's one thing I could mention for a fact, this also has a Phase 2 model, I recall, in beforehand of the other Gran Turismos, which I recall that having a weird, ugly front. The back was kind of the same, but it had an ugly front. Stuff like that. I don't know if it was any better though for the Phase 2 one, but it existed. I guess the cool part too, when you're in a helmet can, you can look behind and see the big engine just laying back there. All covered and stuff. That's it, you better have that covered. But it's gonna be bad though if the engine were to get bad or stuff. Or maybe the bad part about the MR style of the hatchback, you have the engine that close to you. And such. Here comes the best lap, which was at the 8th lap. Yeah, I think I pushed it at the bare minimum I could push it, at my experience. Yeah, 211.430. That then beats the. I think that then beats the Clio V6 here. No, still didn't. It was that close. Yeah, still sitting at 8th right now. Just the 8th car try, which 12 more cars to go before I do the project. I do say project loosely, I already have it planned and everything, it just I need the 12 cars to do it. The next one up is gonna be a American one next week. I gotta see who it is anyway. So I could tease that at least. Who's my next one? Which is the next one would be the Corvette ZR1 C4. Or that's a Z4 C4. 1989. That's gonna be a crazy one. So I recall that one being pretty good. Wait till you guys see that one. Probably won't be long too, because I will say I've been debating whether to do more recordings within a week now. Probably do at least 2 of these and 1 plus Mel. And then the Yu-Gi-Oh will be on off if I get the right requirements. I am a butt. Okay, here we go. 211.361. It beats the GRE6. 7th place. Sitting right next to, of course, I think the funny enough, I think it is the Mustang. Recall. So here's the events it could do. It can do the Sunday Cup very well. It should, at that point. It could do the European stuff. Anything involved with, because yeah, I made sure to hard check that. Everybody be able to. It's France. It's a French car. Yeah, you can do the 500, you can do the 600, which I will say that 600, be careful about that one, because that's a freaking broken ass Alfa Romeo Giulia. That doesn't feel like it's 600. Which I don't even know why, because Gran Turismo straight up added that. There are a few updates here now. I wouldn't say I think it's when the Giulia was released, I think it was later. I just know on that one Nürburgring track. In a World Touring car, you can do mostly everything except for the dirt race, perhaps. I don't know the only one I'd say. That's what you wonder about having this on dirt. I mean, then again, the Turbo 5 exists, and that was on dirt, so. Neo Classic? No, not one that's 800 pp. But for tournaments, it could do the French tournament. So, you need something for that. And the European Championship, and then it could do the WTC 600. You could technically do the for arm ones, but you need the race tires and understand the weight reductions, stuff like that. Here's the end result of the race, or this car, basically. Which, I'm just gonna say, while it has high fuel mileage, because there are 9 laps, it still has subpar time pacing, so as a result, I still kind of have to say it's a D as a result. And also, yeah, having high laps technically don't matter because these guys freaking cheat. I will say, because the biggest freaking problem when you don't pit, you don't pit when they pit. They just have a rubber band clause that just causes them to skyrocket. Surprisingly, Gallus didn't pull it, but instead I have the GTR and our Rokubun there, or our Kokubun there. I can't remember what the guy is called. The GTR, I think it's Ace or something like that. Yeah, just scrolling through all the cars. These cars never change though. I'd always just want to flick them. Always makes me wonder if I'm missing something. But yeah, it's always strange that there's only 16 contenders. God. Blech. As usual. Me trying to run away from the GTR and the RE Yamamiya. RX-7. Yeah, they are hightailing it, you know. At best, I could pull a 211 while they were pulling like 209. Just hutting me down. But luckily, I had high fuel mileage, but even though that, like I said, that technically don't matter because it causes their rubber band to go crazy. Because unlike Gallus, who will pull like one lap of crazy pace, for some reason the GTR and the RX-7 will just constantly chase after you. At that point, they will hightail it. Because I only got 209.354. Yeah, Asus Willow. God, hope I said that right. But good God. Yeah, they just constantly just try to pull 209 while they're trying to catch up to me. Which is so BS. They shouldn't be even allowed to do that. But then again, I understand where the GTR guy's at because he was pulling a 209 on the first of the lap beforehand, which is still kind of weird. But then he would probably boost it pace upwards because the whole pace thing is weird when it comes to the rubber band because the rubber band at first magnetes away from you during the first set of laps, and then right in the midst of it, then it gentles, and then if you were to be going faster than they should, going faster than they are, then they'll try to catch up. And when I say catch up, I mean rocket their way to you. It's really weird. It's a very weird progression rubber band, but it is BS at the end of the day. Oh, not later one than the first one. Although I could be talking my ass, and turns out this GTR is legit about that time. Even though like I said, if he's doing it legit, he's technically cheating as well. Although I've shown cars that go quicker than 209, so technically, I'm just calling that out. Even though I'm a D class. That's cheating. Yeah, that's basically the Clio V6 though, which is not a bad car at the end of the day. Just a bit of a D class to me. Because either the huge wide body is holding it back, or the motor just doesn't have enough oomph to it. Doesn't have enough punch. Which I'm not saying by horsepower. Horsepower has 400, reminder, but it just feels like something's holding it back. However, like I said, even though it's not performing as crazy, at least that high mileage is nice. So in the long run, you will be catching up someone who burns a lot. Good part. Just prepare for difficulty though when you're driving this with this setup. Considering, yeah, especially when it tries to wheel out. You know, it's weird because when I say wheel out, it's in this game's case they call it the hop mechanic on the road, where you steer and suddenly your car just wants to jerk all the way to the right or loses control. That's what they call the hop factor, which I ain't gonna call it that. I'm just call it the slick factor because it feels like you're just rubbing your whole car against the road more than intended. That's what it should sound like. But, you know, I'm not an expert. Here comes the final straightaway, which, yeah, for once I'm talking through this time around. But then again, it's like 3 laps. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. You guys take care, and thanks for watching and stuff. If you want, you could subscribe if you want, or hit that bell too. See any upcoming videos I might do. Until then, I'll see you guys then. Take care.